Hey everyone, Rich Gasaway here. In case you didn't catch the announcement that I made a few episodes back, some of the SA Matters shows are now available on video. Many of the guests of this show have video and audio clips to share when they're talking about their near-miss events, and that's hard to do in an audio-only format of a podcast. So, when we have valuable video and content to share, the episode will be posted on YouTube as a video as well. Now, the audio podcasts are going to be posted on YouTube also. So now you can listen to the audio-only episodes by subscribing on iTunes or Google Play or on the YouTube channel SA Matters TV, whichever you prefer. Before I kick off this episode, I'd like to take a moment to talk about the live virtual training events that we now offer. What does that mean, live virtual training? It means that I will come to your organization live via the internet to train your members on situational awareness and high-risk decision-making. This is the easiest and most affordable way to train your team on situational awareness and high-risk decision-making processes. Visit samatters.com website and click on any of the orange boxes on the home page. If you want to talk to me about the training, just click on the Contact Us tab on the top of the home page and I will give you a call. Okay, that's enough of the pre-show stuff. Roll that show intro. Today's episode is sponsored by Midwest Fire. For more than 20 years, Midwest Fire has been manufacturing high-quality tankers, tanker pumpers, and fire rescue vehicles in the United States and Canada. Keeping firefighters safe while enhancing their capabilities is what they do best. To learn more, go to MidwestFire.com.
This is Brian Mulligan from the Cascade Volunteer Fire Department. You're listening to SA Matters Radio Show with Dr. Rich Gasaway. The SA Matters mission is simple. They want to help us see the bad things coming in time to avoid bad outcomes.
Hello and welcome to episode 204 of the Situational Awareness Matters radio show. I'm your host, Rich Gasaway. The purpose of this show is to improve situational awareness and decision-making for individuals and teams who work in high-risk, high-consequence, time-compressed environments with changing conditions. The SA Matters mission is simple: to help you see the bad things coming in time to avoid bad outcomes. I've been sharing the message of situational awareness and high-risk decision-making in live program events for 13 years now and have trained just over 64,000 students, including first responders, industrial workers, military personnel, business leaders, medical professionals, utility workers, aviation workers, and this week, oil refinery operators. This message truly is for anyone who works in a high-risk environment. I'm dedicated to improving your safety and your survival, and I'm here to offer you a message of hope and a message of inspiration, and to help you accomplish the most important goal of all, and that's to go home to the ones who love you. And speaking of sharing the message, today I'm coming to you from Fort McMurray, Alberta, Canada, where I'm in town to deliver 5 programs on situational awareness and high-risk decision-making for the oil refinery operators at Syncrude, Canada. The refinery here is huge, and the company has made a commitment to train 600-plus operators on this important safety topic. Thank you, Syncrude, and thank you, ExxonMobil, for your commitment to improving worker safety. One of the questions I get asked a lot by readers of the blog and listeners and viewers of this show is, when are you coming to my area, or where are you going to be next? Great questions. And I've made the answer really easy to find out. I've created a link on the homepage of the SA Matters website labeled Live Training Dates. It's a blue box on the right side. If you click on that, that'll show you everywhere that I'm going to be upcoming. If you think your department or company or agency might be interested in hosting a program and you want to save some money, consider hosting a companion program. Companion programs are programs on adjoining days to locations where I'm already going to be. And if you see I'm going to be within a few hours of where your agency or department is, just contact me and we'll set you up as a companion program, and that can save you as much as 20%. Today's feature episode, we're going to explore how assumptions can impact situational awareness. Assumptions. We make assumptions every day. Some of them are accurate, others are not. Assumptions occur when there is an absence of complete information. Such is the case at about every high-risk, high-consequence event that you might encounter. Let's explore how we make assumptions. The assumption cliché. There's an old saying about what happens when you assume. It starts with the first 3 letters of the word assume, and then is followed by the next letter, and then followed by the next 2 letters. And the phrase goes something like this. When you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. ASS, letter U, ME, assume. This statement is most likely to be offered after the facts have been proven that an assumption was incorrect. It's easy to see after the fact how assumptions can go astray. Guessing. An assumption is a mental guess or estimate. In the absence of complete information, you're forced to fill in the missing information with your best guess estimate. This guess is based on your collective knowledge, training, experience, and an assessment of the current situation. The more training and experience you have, and the better your assessment of the current situation, the more likely your assumption is to be accurate or close to accurate. Conversely, the less training and experience you have, the less likely your assumption is to be accurate. Satisficing. Accepting the available option as satisfactory. In the absence of complete information, you are sometimes forced to make estimates. These estimates are, again, based on training, experience, and a situational assessment. The more experience you have, the more you can rely on your intuition to help you make an accurate estimate. However, it is important to note that intuition can be accurate, or perhaps stated another way, intuition can be wrong. You can also develop shortcuts that can help you estimate. Making predictions that are close enough is called satisficing. In the absence of time to complete a thorough assessment by gathering and analyzing all of the available information, you may be forced to estimate or satisfice. Here's an example. Without the aid of a calculator and without working the problem out on paper, quickly estimate your answers to the following math problems. Number 1, 1,000 times 9. Number 2, 13 times 15. Number 3, 241 times 373. Chances are the first problem was easy to guess a precise and accurate answer. The second problem likely presented a little more challenge, yet you probably were able to estimate a response that was relatively close. You may have found your estimate on the third answer to be significantly incorrect. The more complex a problem is, the more you may tend to guess incorrectly. Your satisficed response may be good enough, but may be way off the mark. Under time compression, with changing conditions, there may not be enough time to do the math on paper or with a calculator. So you guesstimate a response and assume you're probably close enough. Realize that when you're under stress and time compression, it can be easy to make assumptions because there seemingly just isn't enough time to gather all the information needed to assure accuracy. In the absence of facts, your brain has a natural tendency to fill in the missing information with assumed information. This is especially true when you're under stress, while being gripped by a sense of urgency to take some action. It can be very helpful to bring awareness of your assumptions to the conscious level by asking yourself, is my understanding of what is happening based on facts or on assumptions I've made because I didn't have all the facts? When you raise this question, you may be surprised, even disturbed, by how much you assume to be true and accurate, but is actually unsupported by facts. Operating in high-risk, high-consequence situations where conditions are changing rapidly and where it can be difficult, if not impossible, to gather factual information in a timely manner, team members often are required to rely on assumptions. Some teachers of decision-making theory assert the best decisions are made with facts, and the decision-makers should always base their decisions on factual information and never rely on assumptions. This is a great theory, but has little practicality in the real world. Assumptions can, in part, be based on personality traits as well. An inherently pessimistic person may lead toward making pessimistic assumptions. They fill in the missing information with an assumption of a poor outcome. Likewise, an inherently optimistic person may lean toward making optimistic assumptions. They fill in the missing information with the assumption of a positive outcome. Knowing which way you tend to view the world can be helpful in understanding how your assumptions will lean. In general, most people tend to lean toward optimistic outcomes, not because they have an inherent ambition to be optimistic, but because they want the outcome to be successful. Your team members train hard to be resilient problem solvers. This may lead to assumptions that conditions are not as bad as they may appear, or that conditions are improving when in fact they're not. Okay, I have a favor to ask of you, the listeners and viewers of this show. The primary reason I created this show was to provide a platform for people to share their near-miss experiences. The stories that have been shared with me here on these episodes and at my live events have been nothing short of amazing and extremely educational for both the listeners, the attendees, and for me. I'd like to get more of these lessons shared with the listeners and viewers of this show, but I need your help. If you've experienced or witnessed a near miss on the job and would like to have a platform to share your lessons learned with others, please contact me by visiting the SAMatters.com website and clicking on the Contact Us tab on the top of the homepage. Think about it for a moment. The lessons learned from your near-miss event could save someone else's life. That's really powerful. What a wonderful gift that would be. If you want to share your experience, contact me. Okay, I'd like to take a moment to share a piece of feedback that I received about a class that I did. And it says, Dr. Gassaway, I want to take a moment to thank you for the class you taught to our members. I have heard nothing but positive comments from our membership. Your work in this subject is fascinating to me and has got our people talking about all the right things that they need to be thinking about. Thank you. Respectively, Craig Liu, Fire Chief, West Des Moines Fire Department, West Des Moines, Iowa. If you want to send me some feedback, I'd love to hear from you. You can do that right from the SA Matters website. Just click that Contact Us tab. Or if you prefer, you can send me a private message on Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn. Okay, as I always do, I want to take a moment to thank the companies, organizations, agencies, and departments that have hosted situational awareness training for their members. I do this to show my appreciation to those who put forth the effort to organize, advertise, and fund great training on an important topic. Recent tour stops have included the Missouri City, Texas Fire Department, which they've invited me back in August, so thank you, Chief Campbell and Missouri City Fire Department. The International Association of Fire Chiefs Company Officer Leadership Series in Orlando. That was my 9th program for the IFC COLS program, so thank you for the confidence to give me 9 invitations, IAFC. The Emergency Services Conference at Pipestem in West Virginia. That was my 11th program for the Escape Conference. Thank you for that repeat invitation. The Texas Fire Chiefs Conference, my 2nd time there. Thank you, Texas Chiefs. I had a great time with your membership. The Maryland Fire and Rescue Institute National Fire Service Staff and Command School. That was my 19th consecutive year teaching for the University of Maryland's National Fire Service Staff and Command program. And where I am now, Syncrude Canada, programs for 600 plus oil refinery operators. If you're interested in attending one of the upcoming SA Matters tour stops, you can join me on April 2 and 3 in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, April 9 through 13 in Evansville, Indiana, April 17th, Camp Ripley, Minnesota, April 23rd, Billings, Montana, April 25 to 28, Indianapolis, Indiana, April 30, Sun Valley, Idaho, May 1 through 3, Madison, Georgia, May 5, Spruce Grove, Alberta. If you want to see the locations of all the upcoming Situational Awareness Matters tour stops, just head over to the SA Matters website, click that blue box that I mentioned earlier that says Live Training Dates. Just remember the dates are always changing, so check back often. If you're interested in hosting a Situational Awareness Matters tour stop event, just click on the Contact Us tab, and I'll get something set up for you. There's over 80 programs already scheduled for 2018. This is both good news and bad news. The good news is these programs are going to reach over 10,000 students in 2018. The bad news is I'm running out of dates for 2018. This is causing me to force some programming into 2019 much sooner than I would have expected to do. What's that mean for you? It means if you want to get a program in 2018 or 2019, now is the time to get it scheduled. So if you think your department or company or agency or association or conference might want to host a program, contact me through the SA Matters website. I have a great staff. They'll make the process really easy for you, I promise. The last time I was delivering programs in southwest Minnesota, I stopped to visit the sponsor of this podcast show, Midwest Fire. Midwest Fire is a fire truck manufacturing company that makes amazing, all-poly-bodied fire apparatus, and it's changing the industry. If you've not checked them out yet, you need to. Just go to MidwestFire.com. That's MidwestFire.com. Anyhow, while I was there, I got a chance to sit down and talk to some of their employees about what separates Midwest Fire from their competitors. Let's listen in to a conversation I had about the custom-built and stock apparatus in inventory and how to start the process of designing and building a Midwest fire truck. All right, Dalton, do you guys do you do custom builds, or do you do stock builds, or do you do both? Do you maintain an inventory of trucks that people can just, buy today and have delivered tomorrow? How does all that work?
Well, we actually do both, and as much as we can keep stock trucks on hand, we have an inventory, but that's the hard part. We do a lot of custom trucks every year. It's what we do. I mean, we are here to build what the department needs. But we also do stock trucks because a lot of people are in immediate need of a truck. We do stock 3000s, we do stock 2000s, we do stock brush trucks. It really depends on what has gone out the door. We try to slot out 2 production spots a quarter for stock units. And on our website, you'll see stock units on our website. You'll see descriptions for them. You'll see specs, but they're not necessarily always in stock. They're standard builds, quote unquote. So the best thing for you to do is if you're in need of a truck sooner than later, don't hesitate and call us up and see what we have on hand. Because right now, I'm looking out the window into our showroom, and we have a stock 3000 sitting there right now. It's ready to go whenever, whoever needs it.
Yeah, Dalton, you just threw a question into my mind. And if somebody is, like, thinking at some point they're going to need a fire truck, how far in advance of needing a fire truck should somebody at least start to make an inquiry and start to have a conversation and establish a rapport and relationship? I'm guessing it's something short of waking up today and saying we need a truck tomorrow, but putting some thought in the process of what would we want our new truck to have and whether they have a committee or not. How far you have a lot of dealings with a lot of customers, and I'm sure you see ones that really have it together and ones that are struggling and challenged. How far out for those ones that you would call the success stories? How far out before they actually get to a purchase does this dance or this process begin of working with somebody who can help them through the process?
Well, if I understand your question correctly, we're going to kind of not include the people that need an apparatus immediately.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Most success stories, honestly, are 6 months and more. You really want to get an idea of what truck you need and what truck you guys are going to spec out. The specking out process is the hardest part because you're talking with a lot of people trying to get ideas on the paper, and that's what we are here for. We're here to talk about that. But the cool thing with us is obviously, like I said in a previous question, is that we are direct communication, right? We're directly at the facility. So any questions, all questions that we can answer are going to be answered no matter what. But what you want to do is you want to get specs on the paper, you want to go through those specs, and you want to make sure everything is accurate, because the worst thing that can happen is for a truck to be incomplete or wrong when you take delivery of it. That's what we try to make sure does not happen. So like I said, try to prepare as long as you can beforehand. Obviously there are situations where it can build up a couple of weeks, and here we go. We try to make it as easy as possible for you, try to make it as comfortable as possible for you. But yeah, prepare.
Oh, there you go. If you're thinking about buying a truck, don't wake up on Monday and say we need to buy a truck on Tuesday. Put some thought into it. Reach out to Midwest Fire. Have some conversations and start to get some ideas flowing. As you heard from Dalton, the best success stories are those that start about 6 months before they're going to actually buy the truck, of just gathering thoughts and ideas and trying to see what's available and what's best for them. So check them out, MidwestFire.com. Thank you to Midwest Fire President Sarah Atchison and all your amazing staff for your awesome commitment to improving the safety of first responders. I really appreciate your support of my mission. Hey, if you're not a member yet of the SA Matters community of learners, you might want to consider getting involved. There are over 50,000 people connected here through our newsletter, our Facebook page, our Twitter feed, LinkedIn, and our YouTube channel. Sharing ideas about how to improve situational awareness, how to make better decisions under stress, and how to improve the skills of critical thinking and resilient problem solving. Let's start with the newsletter. It's completely free. The newsletter will come to you via email once a month. It contains featured content from the blog and from the SA Matters show. And occasionally I offer discounts on books and videos exclusively for the newsletter subscribers. The newsletter is truly the best way for us to stay in touch with each other. There are 2 ways you can subscribe to the newsletter. First, if you have a smartphone, text SA Matters to 22828. That's the letter S as in Sam, the letter A as in Adam, and the word matters. All one word, SA Matters, to 22828. Be sure to watch your spell checker because it might try to change the word SA Matters to something else. If you do it right, you're going to get a text message reply back asking you to enter your email address. Once you do that, you'll be signed up for the newsletter. Now, I know that some of you don't have smartphones, or you just don't like doing that texting thing. In that case, you can swing by the SA Matters website and click on the red box on the right side of the home page labeled Free Membership. If you want to get connected with me on Twitter, just follow @RichGasaway on Twitter. If you want to get connected with me on LinkedIn, search for Rich Gasaway on LinkedIn. If you want to watch my videos, including this show, you can subscribe to the SA Matters TV YouTube channel. That's SA Matters TV, all one word, on YouTube. If you want to get connected with me on Facebook, you can like the SA Matters page on Facebook. Okay, finally, the SA Matters show and SA Matters TV YouTube channel have enjoyed over 700,000 downloads and views. This show is the longest-running, fastest-growing, safety-focused show on the Internet. If you know a company that might want to advertise their product or service on this show, ask them to contact me through the SA Matters website. Well, that's it. Episode 204 is complete. Thank you to our awesome sponsor, Midwest Fire. Thank you to all the companies, agencies, and organizations that have hosted Situational Awareness Matters live training classroom events. Thank you to all the organizations that have hosted the live virtual internet-based training events. Thank you to the more than 1,500 students and graduates of the SA Matters Online Academy. And most importantly, thank you, the audience of this show, for sharing some of your valuable time with me today. I really appreciate your support of the SA Matters mission. Be safe out there, and may the peace of the Lord and strong situational awareness be with you always.
You've been listening to the Situational Awareness Matters radio show with Dr. Richard B. Gasaway. If you are interested in learning more about situational awareness, human factors, and decision-making under stress, visit samatters.com. If you are interested in booking Dr. Gasaway for an upcoming event, visit his personal website at richgasaway.com.